Hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, you saw that right. The best champions, 6-star variety, to tank to rank 5. And I know some of you are probably thinking, dude, isn't that a little early on that? I didn't go huge on gifting. Well, here's the thing. We've got EOP with Karina's challenges coming out in just a day or two, depending on when you see this. And I would not be shocked if people who complete all that have a rank 5. And at a minimum, I feel very strongly there will be rank 5 rewards in there, which means this is not far away at all. I think it's time to start that conversation. I know a lot of my viewers enjoyed this sort of video from me, and I thought it's time for me to get on this. You can see this is going to be volume 1. We're doing this on January 15th. I will continue to update this. I don't think it's going to be monthly because I don't think my opinion is going to change monthly, but this will be updated. This spreadsheet also will be linked in the description. You can see the legend, the different categories we have there. I will go over all of that, but if you're like, dude, I've already seen this from you, you can go directly to the timestamps in the description to jump to the rankings. Also, as usual, huge shout out to the MCoC Illuminati for all of their help in thinking this through and their own opinions, thoughts, and advice. I highly recommend you check out all of those channels because I watch them to get better at this game. Now, let's go ahead and start this off. The number one best champion for you to take to rank 5 or to any rank up is the champion you enjoy most. This is a game, it is meant to be fun, but also if you enjoy them, you're probably going to play them, invest in them, learn all the nuance, how to handle the nodes, defenders, and all that interaction, and you're probably going to be very, very good with them. So not only is it fun in that sort of sense, but it's also fun because you're going to be good and efficient with them. Number 2 is prestige, if that's your thing. And I'm saying be careful though, because I've talked about this for years now. Prestige is ever evolving. You are never done. Whaling is a 24-hour a day, 7-day a week, 365 job in MCoC. You are never done doing it if you want to keep that advantage. New prestige champions will continue to come out. It makes sense. I get it. This is not a complaint. I'm letting you, the viewer, know. Don't rank up a champion thinking that you are done with prestige. If you want to do it, that's the way you're enjoying playing the game, go for it. Have a blast. No shade thrown my way. In fact, if anything, I applaud you for figuring out how you want to enjoy this game and do it. I just want to make sure you're doing it completely with a full set of knowledge and your eyes wide open. Now, we'll go ahead and look at the legend very quickly. You're going to see the little broken heart, and you're going to see, I will talk about some champions where like, they're just so broken. I would not be surprised if we never see them as 7 stars or if it at least takes a really, really long time. Think about how we have still not seen Magic or Quake as 6 stars as this video goes live. You can see the little arrow, right? You've hit the target, meaning high sig is factored in, meaning there's going to be some champions where as a 6-star, you've got them as a high sig. I think that makes them even more worthwhile because I don't think 7 stars are going to come. We're going to be able to rank them up and have all these 6 stones just plenty lying around for us to rank them up, meaning it might make even more sense to lean towards that 6-star variety of that particular champion. You're going to see the little fencing person there, meaning Battlegrounds did factor in. I really enjoy Battlegrounds. I know a lot of other people do. And so if that's something you're enjoying, it might push them up in these tiers a little bit. Then you'll see the little dice. It's my own personal option, though, so if gems were handed out now for a certain class, who I would immediately go to as my considerations. And then you're going to see a few champions in there where I'm like, see rule number 1. I don't put them out there. I would not put them on this list, but in an essence of showing you, I mean what I'm saying. These are champions that I would myself consider because I really enjoy them. I like them and I want to have fun and have them at the highest rank possible. All right, now we'll talk about the tiers themselves so we can skip this in when we go through the actual classes. No doubt means without a doubt, this champion makes so much sense. Literally no reasonable player in the game would give you any sort of grief for taking this champion to rank 5. They're that good. They make that much sense. I think everyone agrees. If somehow you disagree, let me know. Just do it politely and I'll enjoy interacting with you. Sublime means it just feels good. It maybe someone would disagree, but you're just so sure about it. I'm so sure that they are worthy. It does not really matter. They're a sublime pick for this option. Nirvana. You've reached that state of balance. You don't care if other people are going to tell you it's right or wrong. You're not factoring in or worried about prestige or this or that. You're just very confident in how you're playing this game, and in this champion, you enjoy them. That's how you get in the Nirvana tier. Garbage. There is literally no garbage. See rules 1 and 2. If you want to rank them up or if prestige is your thing, Go for it. It's a game. It's your account. It's been your time or real life resources that you've invested. Rank them up. There is no garbage. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this, and we'll start with the Mystics. Starting with the Mystic class, we have Doom. I think Doom is the only, no doubt, for sure, handles all and everything, right? Prestige, got it. Alliance War, got it. Battlegrounds, does it amazingly. Long form content, Doom's your man. They've added in the ability to want to have neutralize and champions now who are getting stronger with buffs, and Doom still often figures out a way around it. He's fantastic. He's great. He would obviously benefit from the additional stats that come with ranking up. And also, and this is why I have him here, I think he's a little bit broken. I mean, we just covered all of that. I think it'll be a long time until we see a 7-star Doom that you could think about ranking up, get him to that highest variety. Makes absolute sense. No doubt option. Now, this is the Sublime. They totally make sense. It might not be what everyone else is doing. It might not be the common sense answer, but they are the Sublime option. Rintra, of course. And you see the dice. I will definitely be considering Rintra myself. Tigra, high sig factored in. That high sig is really helpful in getting her going, keeping the fight going, keeping your senses up. And I do think that that makes sense. I also will consider, especially if I ever really put in the time to learn her exceptionally well. And also other champions that maybe I will have ranked up that she synergizes really well with, like Kitty Pryde. Absorbing Man, I don't even have him yet, but I've seen all the videos. I've watched the deep dive. I watched Mike's video, I watched Lag's video, I watched B McG's. Make sure you check that out. And of course, Daddy Longlegs himself, the actual designer. I've read through the kit. I want Absorbing Man. I see the power. I see that you need to be very good at what you're doing, but he has one of those functions in the game that I absolutely love, meaning when he's immune to something, he's going to get stronger. I love that. I've been talking about that for a very long time, and you will see that continue to play out in the champions that I'm considering in this list. And then we get to Nirvana. Like, they're just good. You're good with them. It just makes sense. You are not concerned with the constraints of the outside world, right? Diablo, Hood, Clairvoyant, and then I'm adding on America Chavez. I don't put her on that list for everyone. That's not my advice, but I want to show you what I would be considering. I think her buff is going to be very good. I still probably wouldn't put her on this list though, but I enjoy her. I enjoy the character. I enjoy the champion. I enjoy her from shows and some movies. Well, the movie, she wasn't the best in it, but that's not the point. I really like her and I wanted you to see that. Let's move on to Mutant. Okay, I think Mutant's one of the first places where you can really see how different this is than my monthly tier list, because this isn't just about who's the best. And in fact, if you're like, hey, what about, do they need high sig? Check out my monthly tier list. B McG does one as well. A lot more emojis talking about exactly what the champions are. This is all about rank 5, my opinion on worthiness, getting that advice out to you and how we're forming this and formatting that. Kitty Pryde, she's got the dice. I would definitely be considering her, and she's got the broken. I really think it's going to be a long time till we see a 7-star Kitty Pryde. Omega Red, so many of us have invested in him. We know how nice that Sig 200 is. I think it's going to be a long time till 7 stars come around, 7-star Sigs and Awakening Gems, where you can take him to Sig 200. I think it makes a ton of sense. And then Apocalypse, for him, he's just that good, right? I know he's not the fastest in Battlegrounds, so if Battlegrounds is your thing, maybe not there. But think about how chunky that health pool is going to be, how problematic he would be in Battlegrounds. And also, maybe with those extra stats, he's getting there a little bit quicker. He's fantastic in War as an offensive option and defensive. He makes the Mutant class so much stronger. He himself is amazing. And then in long form content, right? We've got Grandmaster's Gauntlet coming back. Campo remind us how good he is in that. If more long form content comes out, he's also great in Abyss. I think he's worthy on his own, just doesn't need all that extra stuff. Now, moving into Sublime, we've talked about this. Now, Domino, again, I think broken in a different way. Literally, we often feel broken when we're fighting. There's a reason there's the term, Domino's gonna do Domino things. A lot of us has taken her up for Battlegrounds. That's why there's the Battleground emoji there as well. Gotten that Sig 200. Can you imagine fighting a Sig 200 rank 4 Domino right now? No one wants to do it. And then someone that I would definitely consider, and that's why she has the dice emoji up there. Bishop, again, Bishop and Havoc, let's put them together. The Battlegrounds emoji, if that's important to you, having them on defense, they really are menaces, both of them. Can do things offensively as well, too, especially Bishop for all those troublesome skill defenders who are shrugging and things like that, right? but Battlegrounds is what more moves him up into the Sublime tier. Then Archangel Magneto Red, again, having that broken emoji. We've talked about this a lot with them, and I think it's important to keep that in mind. Again, I'd be very surprised if we see them early or anytime soon as 7 stars. Magneto, I thought about moving him to the Nirvana tier, but I don't think he fits the Nirvana tier, not the way I have formatted it anyway, and that's the reason why he's there. If I could change it a little bit, he'd be down some, and the reason being is he's so dominant in the matchups you're taking him from. I don't know if he really needs this rank. Archangel, on the other hand, getting those additional stats, getting that bigger health pool, getting those fights over faster, turning off nodes quicker, which is often why you're taking in Archangel, I think makes a lot of sense. Meanwhile, again, with Magneto, you're building up to SP3. Most often than not, that fight, that SP3, it's killing the defender where you have them at rank 4, rank 5. But I want to put this up there because as more rank 5s come out, as we fight more big, beefy 7 stars in various forms of content, maybe having that extra power off that, extra damage off that SP3 or just that Magneto can bring is worthwhile. Nirvana tier, you know, again, you're just not concerned about the constraints of the outside world or what people are telling you or thinking. Professor X, still phenomenal. We see him in long form content, handles, evade, miss, all the things. Colossus, we're seeing just with a simple switch in the battleground or in the Alliance War attacker tactic, how powerful he is, what's actually in that kit of his. And then Namor, I really think Namor is going to be a bit timeless in this game unless a ton of other champions come out with his signature ability. Also, you've probably put in 200 SIGs on him. Not going to be easy to replace that very quickly with 7 stars. He's a fantastic champion. Let's move on to Science. Science champions, you're seeing right away Scorpion, Quicksilver, Captain America. Again, another difference where this does differ from my monthly rankings tier list, because again, we're formatting that different. That's just best champions. Scorpion, Quicksilver, I would even be considering them. They are fantastic. They are awesome. I think that's not much more needs to be said, though. Quicksilver can do so many things. If you don't enjoy him, totally cool. Don't rank him. Captain America, Infinity War. You know, tier list, he's actually down 1 tier, right? Or he's slightly different from Scorpion and Quicksilver, but he can do so many things. And if you've got the synergies and you are utilizing his signature ability, that's why the high sig marker is there. He's gonna be really powerful. He's gonna help you with your teams, help you with your questing, get things done, save you items, do damage, stagger, get rid of debuffs, the whole thing. I think that's why he's in the no doubt tier, despite me thinking differently of him as far as the best champion. See how the format is different? You guys obviously get it. Human Torch, Sublime. He's a bit broken. Again, I think there'll be time before we see him as the 7 star, getting his health pull up, getting those tough fights that he does take, getting them up a little bit more quickly. It makes sense to me. Mr. Fantastic, Spider-Man 99, and Overseer. Again, this is where it differs. I'm going to group them all together. They are fantastic, and they are some of the best champions in the game. They're getting the job done at rank 4, and as you can see, I actually don't have the dice emoji next to Spider-Man 2099 Miguel, who I love. I just played him so darn much. I also think the health pools are going to have to increase significantly for the play style he has of the hitting into the block, using your withers. He can do other things, but that's a lot of what we're seeing in War. Health pools will have to increase significantly, I think, for me to think, man, if only I had had him at rank 5. So he would eventually be someone I would take up. I just don't think it'd be any time in the immediate future or the near future, and that's what this video is about, because we will refresh it. And I kind of feel similarly about Mr. Fantastic. Despite that all being said, they're fantastic options. Mr. Negative, I-Bomb, Void, they're great. Again, you're not concerned about the constraints of the outside world. They are very, very worthy. I-Bomb, with someone that I would definitely be considering, especially if I took Absorbing Man up early. That synergy with them seems really nice. I think I would want it, and that's something I would consider. Tech Champions, Ghost, right? Again, no doubt, she's phenomenal. She's amazing. There's a lot of back and forth on who's the best tech champion, but that's not this video. Again, I think it'd be a surprise if we see her anytime soon as a 7 star. Plus, she probably could even have the high sig emoji on there too. Nimrod, someone I would consider. I enjoy his playstyle. He's not just for mutants. I'm going to continue saying that because I know a lot of the feedback I got was he's only good at mutants. He's not. I've been saying that since day one. A ton of videos. If you're like, what are you talking about? Go check out the playlist on my channel. You'll see not just mutants with Nimrod. He's just that good of a champion. Moving into Sublime, Infamous Iron Man, I really do mean it when I say I think they're going to continue to give him roles. I think we're going to see him get stronger over 2023, but that's a prediction. That's not certain now, but he's good. He's worthy. He's obviously got the prestige factor as there as well too. And he's someone I would consider taking up. I really do like him. Guardian, high sig. He doesn't need the high sig, but to get that absolute most out of him, take him all the places you want to take him. There's that high sig. Again, going to be a while before we see sig 207 stars in my opinion. Omega Sentinel, worthy. Getting her health pool up a little bit would be really nice. I do think she could benefit from those additional stats. Warlock, his versatility is phenomenal. We've gone on and on about that. And then Nirvana, I do think Hulkbuster is that good. If you like him, he's great. Ultron, especially if you've got him awakened at a high sig, could even move into that Sublime tier, right? And then Penny Parker, she's got her fans, she's got her fan base. She makes a lot of other champions significantly better through her synergies as well. So if you enjoy that team building part of it, I think she's worthy. Looks a little different again than my monthly tier list, but that's how I would format this. Who am I taking to rank 5 right now? Kingpin, definitely someone I would consider, especially if you got him in that nice high sig. Fury, I think it's going to be a while before we see 7-star Furies. Both no doubt options. Moving into the Sublime tier, you got to know them, you got to know how to play them, you got to really feel good and comfortable with them, but they're all champions I would consider, as you can see. Shang-Chi, Valkyrie, Crossbones. Valkyrie and Crossbones, you're gonna want that sig, and that's another thing with them, right? Is so much utility, or there's some things that just take them up that a little notch, really makes them creme de la creme. There is that high sig could factor in your thinking. Who am I taking first as to rank 5? Into the Nirvana tier, Falcon, Black Panther. We've talked a lot about in the last tier list update, the ability to get those ability accuracy rates down. He really wants that high sig too. So something to factor in, right? Even if he comes out early as a 7-star, you're gonna have to awaken him, get all those sig up. Masacre, I don't advise that for everybody, but I wanted to provide these examples where these are the two champions, America Chavez and Mystic, Masacre and Skill, where when I was asked personally, who would I consider? I'd at least think of him. I really don't think it would be him, but he would be in my thought process, especially if I took up Domino early. The synergy, I just did the synergy video on him, Domino and Red Hulk. So delicious, so delightful. He's powerful in Battlegrounds War. Very, very good champion, but not someone that I would put up giving that advice to everyone else in the game. Fits more into, for me, rule number 1, the champion you enjoy most. Make sure that gets through. Let's move on to the Cosmic tier, or class. And then in Cosmic, we've got Hercules, like the broken of the broken. He's wearing the crown of the most broken in this game. I guess Quake has got a shot at it too, right? So, but she's not even out as a 6-star, so she doesn't get to make this list. Hercules, he saves you items, he saves you time, he saves you so much. So he's on there. I don't know if I'm going to predict that it'll be a while we see him 7-star, because he was the community choice champion. So I do think there's an extra little pull there, but you got the 6-star, you got him a nice high sig. I don't think anyone would ever question taking him to rank 5. Then we've got Gallon and Hulkling. The only reason Gallon's above here, even though Hulkling is higher in my tier list, is this is one of the best ways to increase Gallon's damage, right? That harvest damage doesn't see increases from attack value modification. Hulkling does. So, if you want to split hairs, maybe Gallon's above Hulkling. I do think Hulkling is a more well-rounded, better champion in general, but again, it is minuscule, that difference. They're the two champions that I would consider. I would have difficulty considering figuring out for certain which one I would take up first when and if I face that dilemma. I love them both. I was early on them both. I'm so happy to see them doing everything I thought they could do. So that's there. Moving on to the Sublime tier. Cosmic Ghost Rider, Hyperion, Corvus, Null, especially if you want that high sig with him. And I think that's important, and that factored into putting him here. If it wasn't for that, he'd probably in Nirvana for me. I know he can do a ton. I love him. I've had a rank 4 Sig 200 Null for a very long time now. I think Corvus would really benefit from that higher rank. We talk about that a lot with Corvus, right? As the defenders we're facing, as the health pools we're facing grow, it often shows that he doesn't have the highest rank possible. So I could see people really enjoying that. Hyperion appears to just be timeless. We're seeing how much he can do in this game. I don't think people would regret it. And then Cosmic Ghost Rider. The thing with him is it's often like, does he really need more damage? The fact of the matter is getting the health pull up, getting his stats up will be helpful to him, right? As fights go on with him, yes, there's people like Slayer of Gods and MSD that just know his rotation so absolutely well. They don't lose track of where they are in the judgment cycle. But if you're like me, as a fight goes on, you do sometimes lose track of it. So getting that fight over and maybe in 1 or 2 less judgment cycles might be a really good thing. And then the Nirvana's here. Angela, King Group, both of them get that high sig. Angela gonna help you with those, the nullify and things like that. And then King Group also the higher sig up. The more he's just gonna survive. The fight might take a little while, but he's gonna survive. He's gonna save you items. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you're even close, if you think I'm right about EOP or us seeing our first rank 5s. I really think we're about 2 to 3 months away. Wanted to get this conversation started. How you enjoyed the tier list, any updates or things like that you would maybe like to see to help get my thoughts and opinions out to you on this, so that way when you are ready for it, or if you just want to enjoy the conversation, you can come here, look, see what Vega thinks, and then take that so you can help make your own informed decision. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. I hope you either learned something, were entertained, or even better, a little bit of both. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.